Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm really happy to be here with you, even though the circumstances are really hard for all of us. I wish that you all and your beloved ones are safe, and hope next time we have the chance to meet together. I was thinking of a case to select and present to this workshop because I've been working as a forensic psychologist in Greece since 2010. So there have been a lot of cases and I have been a lot of changes in the system, positive ones, but as always in Greece, really slow ones. I've selected a case that is a recent one, so it has a better description of what is going on right now in the system, and is also one that has been completed. We have different aspects from different steps of the procedure until we have a final court decision. I will share my screen with you. So as to have my brief presentation as well. Okay, I have selected my initials for the case study, so as to avoid any similarities with real names and situations or any associations. It is about a 14-year-old girl at that time that was sexually abused by her coach. The incident took place in a sports summer camp. Actually, he waited for the girls, for the most of the girls to fall asleep, and then he went to this girl's bed and proceeded to some illegal actions of sexual abuse. It was a really horrifying experience, as you understand, because this was a person of trust. And I also selected this case because I wanted to stress that most of the times what we also see in abuse in children's victimization is that the perpetrators are those that parents trust the most, that are people that they know, and they have direct access to children. We have a big movement in the last months in Greece, and the whole country has been shocked by the revelations of victimization in different fields of social life and professional life, such as in sports, where it all started from, in theater, in other sectors as well. So this is why I chose this specific case, but it was because it was actually this incident, a case of something really common for a parent of a teenage child, for a teenager. So it was a person of trust during a sports camp. As you understand, the ages of there were more children and adolescents involved because they were present. Some of them were sleeping, some of them were not. And all of this experience, as you understand, has victimized more than that one specific girl. However, what were the steps taken so as to inform you what happened next? It was that the girls heard that a specific girl that was victimized crying, and then she told everyone that was in that specific, let's say, summer house, what has happened. So all of them, around 10 girls, were actually staying there in that house without anyone searching for them. And they initially agreed that they should be silent and not reveal to anyone what was happening. The youngest one, that was actually trained by her mother accordingly, thought that this was not a good idea and that some adults should have been informed, and she called her mother to come and talk to her about what happened. And the interesting part was that that girl actually told her mother, do not call our coach. When you come to the campus, you come and find me. So one of the mothers went there, and there was a revelation of what had happened. And initially, actually, that coach admitted in front of everyone of the girls that this was a bad incident, that this was a misunderstanding, and that this is gonna be something that everyone is gonna remember and laugh in the future, on the long run. That parent at that point of time contacted the rest of the parents, and they sent a signed consent form for that specific mother to take the children with her and away from that situation. So the girl then, the victim, was taken home. The parents visited a lawyer. This incident took place in August. There was a delay in report because they didn't know where to go and what to do. And this is one of the first problems, that the parents and the public is not aware of specific number, apart from, okay, to go to the police, a specific number, so as to get some instructions about what to do next. So all of them were shocked. They visited a lawyer. After, if I remember correctly, in the late of September, and in October, I was contacted to have a first assessment with the adolescent. So I used some specific protocols and some specific techniques for the clinical interview of an adolescent that has been victimized. And according to this criteria, it was estimated that this was a positive case of sexual abuse, and that we should go and report that to the authorities. So I was in cooperation with a lawyer, but as you understand, all of the steps that I've been talking about are all based on private initiative and no public services or sectors at this point. So together we contacted the respective police department, and I was the one that had the first discussion with the police officers there. And we actually booked an appointment so that the girl was interviewed by the police officers that were actually given the case. So the girl was accompanied by me and her parents to the headquarters of the police department of the city of Thessaloniki, where there is the base, used to be, I don't know what is happening right now, so used to be the basis of that specific department. It was a very friendly environment, but as you understand, that friendly environment was if I remember, third or fifth floor. So before we reached that floor, the girl was actually searched by police officers. There were people that were transferred there as being arrested. So you understand that it was evident to the girl that something big was going on there. So apart from that, when we reached that office, female officers, without my presence or anyone else's presence, interviewed the girl. They were really friendly. And as I discussed with them, they were trained, but again, based on their personal initiative, like other degrees and forms of education that they had selected to add to their CV. And after that, the other girls' witnesses were also called, and so as to testify and have a first interview. And when the file was complete with all of the interviews conducted, then this was sent to the judge so as to talk about the charges that were to be given to that person prosecuted. So apart from that it was actually the easiest part and the most organized of all, we actually leave that gate of the police and all of the services that help and support the family and the victim throughout that process, and we reach the court and the legal processes. And there we actually meet specific problems that we see in every, I would say, type of case in Greece. So we have 2 times where the court hearing was postponed. So we have 2 years, we have been awaiting trial. So you understand that this is something that is not letting the child, the adolescent, the victim in general to move on and to have a closure in that specific traumatic experience. We reached the court where the testimony of the girl was read, and the final result was that the court was not persuaded about the guilt, and he was found innocent on the lack of evidence. Here also I would like to add that as you understand, nowadays adolescents use a lot of the media and their mobile phones. So it was inevitable, I would say, that one of the girls had recorded the discussion that he followed that specific incident on that night. And after many months that she was feeling really bad about doing that, and she knew that this was illegal, she decided to reveal that to the girl and to me as well. So there was actually some material that was proving other things, the things that were included in the final decision, but this was not accepted as a product that violates personal data. So you understand that after all of these more or less 3.5 years that we have been working in that case, and I can tell for sure that this is quite quick for what I know from what is going on in general in the legal system in Greece. But after 3.5 years, that adolescent has the idea that on the long run, I have, I have found the courage to do something, to talk. I have been interviewed. I have been interviewed by you. Then I was interviewed by police officers, and nothing happened. So unfortunately, as I'm informed, that specific person is working that same profession. So you understand.
Sorry, Stella. I think we cannot hear you really well. If you can check your microphone for us.
Yes, it's the same. Maybe it is. Yeah, sorry about that. As you understand, I believe that we have different gaps in the procedure. We have a lot of private initiation of different processes. So I believe that based on the experiences of the other countries that we're going to see, in the end, we would like to see how different approaches, more effective techniques could be implemented, and on that specific case, on that basis, what could have been done and what should be suggested for the future. So thank you for the moment.
Thank you, Stella, very much for the insightful presentation. So I think we have a question in the chat section, one from Mrs. Raul Alexandru Nestor. He is a judge from Court of Appeal Ploiești, Romania. So he says, in such cases, for a fair settlement of the case, a medical examination is necessary as soon as possible. How can such a medical examination be obtained quickly without re-victimization?
You mean not in that specific case as I described, you mean in general when a medical examination is needed and how we can help?
Yes,
yeah. Exactly. This is why I believe that it's really important to have like a first line service where that is really popular to the public, so that people know that we should go there first, and there should be personnel and people that are trained so as to accompany the victim throughout that process. Because in general, as you understand, this is not an easy procedure. It's never going to be easy. However, when you are having that in the right time, because you know where to go, and when you have the support of professionals that are there to hear your emotions, to go throughout that thing and give you strength, it is something that for sure is going to make that process better.